lot of stuff I have to do. Sarve bhavantu sukhina. Let everyone be happy. May all beings be happy and free from suffering. Whatever masters are saying, you think like this. So now, when you are thinking like this, may all beings be happy. If you don't say the wedding crasher, the last time I gave you the story of a wedding crasher does not start its working. Pay attention to that. May all beings be happy and free from suffering. So that intellect gives you this thought that takes you away from the ego. Sarve santu niramaya. May all beings be healthy and free from illness. Ego takes an about turn, 360-degree turn, the moment they have strong likes and dislikes. So we are changing the entire state of the intellect, the value set. Sarve bhadrani pashyantu. Let everyone be blessed. May all see what is good in auspiciousness. May all see what is good and auspiciousness. Pay attention to that. In spite of one is friend or one is enemy, it is the ego that says. But the real self never says like this. We are getting rid of the 6 enemies. Ma kaschid dukkha bhag bhaved. Let none suffer from misery in this world. We have to pick up any mantra, and during the day also we have to contemplate and reflect. So simple contemplation and reflection, keep your ego aside. You can open the eyes. Keep your ego aside. When you keep your ego aside, the wedding crasher aside, last time we discussed, when you keep this wedding crasher aside, the 6 enemies are also not there. When the 6 enemies are not there, the 6 treasures, which is already there inside us, we find the manifestation of these 6 treasures. That needs to be properly understood. So when you understand this, it is not that, let me relax. No, calmness is already there. Peace is already there within me. Don't let me practice and don't disturb me, I'm relaxing. Really? Don't disturb me. So that this don't disturb me is your ego, which has created the 6 enemies. This is what our masters are saying. I believe that you should understand it clearly. That is why the last time I said that once this wedding crasher is gone, 6 treasures is already there. Take an example, take a simple example. Internal motivation. Who is giving you this session? I. Who is this I? This is also an ego. No. Let my guru pass on this wisdom through me. I change the entire state. I change the entire state of the mind. So not only when you feel you are relaxed, but also during the problems, conflict, likes and dislikes, when you do this Mangala Charan, it can help you. So that is one application of this. So, another part that we need to understand, in the modern world, we talk of the ego. Oh, he's showing an arrogance, he's showing a. We are not going there. We are saying that I thought, which takes the ownership. Why don't you listen to me? Ownership. You are listening to me, ownership. That ownership of the action must go. That is what we are talking about. That is the false side. So we are not talking the ego as an arrogance. We are talking, it is the false sense of I that claims ownership and identity with the body, mind, roles, and experiences. We will continue to say, yes, you are my sibling, father, mother, husband, wife, everything. We will continue to say, but internally, internally we are aware. Ego says, I am this body, I am this mind, I am husband, I am wife, I am guest, I am the doer, I am the enjoyer. No, no, no. The moment you say no in the intellect, the mind is clear. Now the mind cannot dictate over the intellect, and when the mind does not dictate over the intellect, you are free. You are free. Our masters are saying that this I thought is a fiction, not the fact who you are. The real self is ever present, silent and untouched. In deep sleep, this I thought is not there. That is why we say the self inquiry dissolves our ego. Dissolves our ego. So once we understand that these six enemies enters into my life only because of this wedding pressure or the ego. Be very clear about it. So when you are clear that these six enemies enters because of this I thought, what are these six enemies? The binding desire, in short, repeat desire, hesitation, stress and suffering, delusion, ego, and jealousy and hatred. So they have kept the fifth as the ego. To help myself to live into these six treasures all the time, I must say goodbye to this I thought. But should I not use I thought? Yes, we will continue to use. I'm giving you a lesson. It's okay. But take it easy. Oh, you are not listening. I should not create any kind of duality. You are not listening, that's your problem. That is why we have been understanding the entire journey by different steps. I'm repeating it. First three steps: listening and learning, contemplation, reflection, and practice, and experience, and analyze your experience. Then I also gave you the liberate model. I gave you the 11 steps of daily practice. Because when you are practicing first 8 steps, it helps you to identify this wedding pressure or the I thought, and you can improve, you can evolve, including the Mangalacharan, including the discernment and dispassion. So that is why the masters first practice is the Mangalacharan. Second is the four connections. That is why they laid down, so that I should become aware of the I thought. How to change that pattern of an I ego or the wedding pressure? What is the goal of your life? Are you a qualified seeker? So, am I a seeker? Yes, I am a seeker. When I wake up in the morning, I woke up in the morning, the first thing, yes, intellect says, you are the real self, finished. And then you can find out. But if you don't practice the previous steps, it will not work. It will simply be a book or a reading material. It may be a fiction. So subject matter has to be the clear. For ego, the subject matter cannot be the real self. What is the subject matter of ego? Oh, my son is not listening to my honey is not listening. You loved me so much, but now you don't love me. I can give you those thoughts. Look at this, how we communicate, how we express. Now I know that you don't love me. You have other interest in your life. So I thought continues to create problem in our life. We have to get rid of it. If you don't get rid of it, we cannot open to the six treasures. You look closely every day, you just remind yourself, study Eastern wisdom to study real self, to study. Second is perform your duties diligently. I'm doing my duty. And you are responsible. Are you a responsible seeker? You will pay attention to it. So you are performing your duty as a seeker. I am performing my duty as a teacher. Third is, worship through the right action. The right action. Fourth is, release attachment to the results. You see, if you look at it, it is all shattering, dissolving that I thought. Fifth is that cleans the negative pattern. I'm just giving another expression. The sixth, see the limitations of external desires. Seventh is strengthen the desire for self-realization. And the eighth is, I told you that, someone asked me, oh, we have to leave the home. Leave the home of I thought. These 8 steps are. So when you do the practice regularly, following these steps, the time comes, it comes to only the I thought, and you recognize it and you get rid of it. You get rid of it. What is most important thing? Listening and learning. Satsang is required. So I converted that satsang into a liberate model so that all the 8 steps can be covered. Liberate model. Do you remember the liberate model? Perhaps you remember. If you don't remember, you have to go back. So I have to check. This is one aspect. We will talk about all the 6 treasures one after the other in detail. But first I have to see that when I get rid of this I thought, and then I have to see, am I calm, am I relaxed, some manifestation is taking place. That is the spiritual journey. That will lead you to awakening. What is the religious journey? Religious journey has to be performed by an action outside. I should not harm you even if I think of harming you in the mind. So there are many do's and don'ts, morality and ethics. But here, in the spiritual journey, there is a rise in consciousness. There is an inner transformation. That needs to be clearly understood. So when you understand that, so when I understand that there is a rise in consciousness in me, not a rising lion. Rise in consciousness. Have you heard the word rising lion? No, Israel is fighting with Iran, so they named it as rising lion. So we are not talking about that rising. You should be concerned what is happening around you. So what I was saying, the spiritual journey is an inner rise in consciousness. So what happens with the inner rise in consciousness? What happens to you? Can you think of it? You live in a higher consciousness. Your perception of the world changes. What does it mean by perception of the world changes? Likes and dislikes. You take it easily. Oh, it's okay. Now it is gone. My son doesn't listen to me. Thank you, son. At least you helped me to evolve. You helped me to evolve. I also did not listen to my parents. He cheated me. Okay. Let me raise my level of awareness in future so that no one else can cheat me. This is beyond the ego. Rise in awareness, rise in consciousness. In that rise in consciousness, you reveal these 6 treasures in your life. That is what is required. So what I did, that the first part, I said you check yourself whether you are a seeker or not. If you are a seeker, every time, in any situation, in any relationship, you are at the moment of those revealing the 6 treasures. When you are revealing the 6 treasures, what is happening? Can you guess? Think of it. You are revealing those 6 treasures. They are the manifestations of the real self. You live in higher awareness. That is the structure and the formation of the entire journey of the self-discovery has been made, especially in this text. In other texts, there is other ways. So, sama, 100% mind is available to oneself. Now, mind is already available in higher consciousness. But if you are dictated by the 6 enemies, the mind is dictating you. Mind is not available to you. A clear, still lake reflects the moon perfectly. Clear lake of the mind reflects the outer world perfectly. When agitated, the reflection fragments, 6 enemies takes over. The only goal, the I-ness, this I thought takes over. Dhamma, the sense discipline, senses follow you rather than you follow the senses. Have you seen that in a mall? People start staring and we recognize, oh, we perhaps it might have happened to all of us also at one time. Sense discipline. So now you see that it can only happen in rise in awareness. If it happens by control, by suppression, that is not what the Eastern wisdom is. We are not teaching this suppression. Uparati, natural withdrawal. Natural withdrawal, that is the third. Natural. Why natural withdrawal? I thought picks up. I thought attaches. I thought creates likes and dislikes. I thought creates. That is why we have the 6 enemies. Natural withdrawal. Natural. What is natural? You go outside, you look at everything, and that it's so casual. You don't identify with anyone, anything. Why? You already have an identification with the real self in the intellect, as long as we don't realize it. Fourth is the titiksha, the emotional endurance. Here, There are hard problems of our attachment, of our duality and a conflict, which is not easy to go. So, there the Master says endurance. You recognized it, it is very hard. You recognize it. Intellect says, no, hold it. No, I should have abused him. No. Mind is thinking about it, but I hold through my speech. I hold the speech. No. I want to punch someone. No, I have to hold it. So, at the vocal level, at the physical level, at the mental level. So, if I hold it at the physical level, second level is the speech level, and the third level is the mental level. We say vacha, karmana, mansa, titiksha. So I am aware now. In higher consciousness, when there is a rise in consciousness, I know mind, you are thinking, stop it. It doesn't stop. I can hold the speech. So I have already spoken. I have already reacted. Now is the time. No, I should not act physically. That is what the emotional endurance is. Emotional endurance is. Now you cannot hold it. What is the reason? Ego. I rationalize. My mind keeps on rationalizing. It doesn't want to hold. So not only it thinks, it speaks, it also acts. Fourth one. Fifth one is the Shraddha, faith born of experience. That is one definition. We will also understand Shraddha. Shraddha means equal, good. Dha means the buddhi. Your intellect is balanced. It is not carried away by the ego. It is not dictated by the ego. No, you have a different definition of faith. Why should I have a faith? Because you have a long beard? No. The faith should come from your intellect with reference to your higher consciousness. We are going to talk in detail. The last one is the samadhan. I gave you one definition, is the solution. So when you have all these 5 treasures, you already have a solution. You can see the solution. Before you want to find out the solution, you see the solution in your consciousness, and then you think about it, and then you express it. That's about turn. Oh, there is a problem. Let us start thinking. Let us solve the problem. I should contemplate. No, you see the solution first. And then you convert that into a thought process. And from the thought process, it translates into an action. That is one part of the solution. So we are going slowly to these 6 treasures. Anytime you are sitting and then just become aware and you find the calmness, and then start reflecting from, if the I thought comes, can there be a calmness? I thought pertains to you, I thought pertains to the person too, I thought pertaining to the situation too. No. Oh, it is not there. So it means I'm not seeking situational happiness. Oh yes, when I'm not seeking situational happiness, who is seeking situational happiness? Ego. When it is not seeking the situational happiness, then you find you are always calm. What is that state? That is a rise in consciousness. I'm combining all these factors. So you have to contemplate and reflect, bring them all together. Your mind stuck and find out which of the 11 steps I should apply to get rid of this. You will find the solution. That is the beauty of the Eastern wisdom. I hope that you all are evolving. You have changed your life over these years. You become the center of the consciousness or center of the Eastern wisdom. Oh, so I have to start teaching. Yes, if you can start teaching, you can teach. But at the same time, you will become a natural center for that. Terry did not complain about the maid for the last 1 year. No, I'm just joking. Yes, let us come to the discussion. But who will take over?
I'd say something. Can you look at evil as, say, public enemy number one? Because without ego, wouldn't progress go toward the greater good rather than towards destruction?
I did not understand your statement or a question.
Okay, what I'm saying is that on a worldly basis, universal basis, without ego, when we progress scientifically, learning different things, wouldn't everything go towards the greater good rather than towards
Yes, greater good. I don't want to name, but I can name Elon Musk. Yes, he is doing greater good. So, what happens when we do not understand this I thought and the ego? It contains the two elements, it contains good and the bad both. The discoverer of atomic bomb said that I did the greatest blunder by creating this atom bomb. I don't remember his name. But when you bypass, you transcend this I thought, it is replaced by a higher I. It is replaced by the real self, which is a higher I, which is the real I. Then you always do the good to others. That is the difference. So, with that awareness of the real I, become the scientist, become the philosopher, become the politician also. Be the politician, be the husband, be the wife, and then see what happens. Then you help others to evolve also. You don't go for a divorce, you don't react, you find the solution. Sixth treasure. But keeping that ego, yes, I agree with you that it has made a remarkable technological advancement and progress in the science. But at the same time, it has opposite side also. That opposite side is missing when you discover the real self and allow the real self to think, speak, and act in the world. Not only you live in peace and happiness, but you also manifest that peace and happiness. I think you got the answer. There should not be any doubt. You have to experiment, you have to think of it, you have to reflect on it. You have to reflect on it. Yes. Who is there to take up? Yes. Dennis, you want to take? Or Stephen, whatever, whosoever.
Yeah, I can go. I think if we don't know and understand these universal principles of Eastern wisdom, then our false I or the ego becomes the center of the universe. It fills all available space, it takes all the freedom it can get, and it claims to be the most important of all. It also claims ownership of success and blames others for failure. And at the same time, ego is concerned about very temporary things like momentary pleasures, escaping And as we gain knowledge and wisdom, our focus shifts away from the ego, and we start taking the freedom away from the ego. We limit its desires because we can see how and why these desires lead to suffering. So little by little, ego becomes smaller and less significant, and then the real I reveals. But we still use ego as an instrument to achieve something in the external world, but never allow the ego to take over.
Beautiful. Barbara, Dennis answered it in a different way, but very, very clearly. We will also talk, the last point I want to say, Dennis, into all. In a higher steps, we will explore at a very subtler level what this ego is. And we will also resolve this problem. Can I work without ego? That will be the heightened state of the consciousness. Is it possible? I'm just posing a question. That is what the 40 steps talks about it. So just wait for some time. How are you, Stephen?
I'm good, thank you. What I keep going over my mind is that these lessons continue to remind us of the importance of being inside rather than outside. And the real self is with us at all times, and so are the six treasures. But the six enemies is what masks the six treasures, which is also the reason why the ego masks the real self. So if we could clearly, understand the differences between the two, and not put so much merit into the things that are external, it will reveal itself with the real self and the six treasures.
Yes, beautifully said. You see that the mask, I have a mask of being a male, I have a mask of being a teacher, that will continue to exist. But it is supported, it is the presence of the real self controls this mask. So I have a no problem. If the mask controls the real self, that causes the problem. Why? Take one example, let me relax. One thing. So ego says, let me relax, do this, practice, and still I'm not relaxed. The real self says, you are already relaxed. Your nature is calmness. It makes a huge difference between the two. In your daily life. Yes, David and Jerry, you want to share?
Yeah, thank you. The knowledge and the wisdom that we're getting into right now, and particularly the tools, are like mind changing. And I was just reflecting on, and Dennis, thank you for kind of summarizing it very well. The ego is this water or this leak that's just perpetrating in our lives, and I think we get used to it being there, and it becomes the new norm. But what the Eastern wisdom allows us to do is to step back and understand the effects of that water leaking through the system. So again, I come back to perspective. Thank you.
Beautifully said. Something came to my mind, so I'm just telling you. The next time you have an urge to go to the restroom, ask your ego, did you create this urge? Or are you going to the restroom? I can give you 100 examples like this. Are you looking at me through your I thought? You claim that you are looking at me, or simply perception is there, eyes are open, so you look at me. So I have to differentiate how many activities are done, Barbara, without ego. We are going there. That is why I explained you that we live in a higher awareness, and higher awareness checks, oh, I thought it was not there and I'm still looking at you. How are you, Jerry?
Good, thank you. The mind went to the idea that ego identifies with all the things and the possessions and the doing. And if we see everyone as one, then that instantly deflates the ego because we're all the
Yes.
same.
Yes.
So if we see each other as the same, then that instantly deflates the ego.
Beautifully said. Where the Mangala Charan comes, let everyone be happy. Let I alone be happy. Look at the two statements. So we are asking the intellect, why don't you follow this path? Why don't you are not helping anyone, but you are just thinking. You are changing your mindset, let everyone be happy. That deflates your ego. And first time we recognize it has its own importance in our journey of self-discovery. Yes, Christina, you want to share?
Thank you. At the beginning, you had, said the ego says, "Don't disturb me," or we talked about "let me relax." And I'm really noticing I have that, right, that desire to just, don't disturb me so that I can relax, I can do my thing or whatever, the important piece. And that is a running feeling that I have, and to see it named as the ego.
Yes.
Really helps.
If I allow to get disturbed, I will be disturbed. So I already identify myself with the body, and then I identify with your body. Now you are in my room and I say, don't disturb me. That is the problem. So when you drop this identification, you have dropped this identification. Sometimes it happens that, in the kitchen, the way my house is that, and she is blinding and she is crushing, there is a very loud noise. So I'm aware of the noise, that is I thought. But I'm not disturbed, that is the real self. It is possible. 100% possible. Yes, beautifully said. You have looked from a different angle. How are you, Vaibhav? You want to share?
Thank you, sir. So taking from the reference that I am most comfortable and most peaceful in the deep sleep because there is no ego there. So
Yes.
when the awakening state, if there is no ego, all those treasures will be still there with me, and it is not hiding.
Yes, beautifully. You have raised a You see that we have to understand why I started asking you to share, because once you share, these thoughts comes from your intellect, they creates an impression. So even if you don't change today, you are definitely going to change. Having said that, now come to this. This is a very important point. He said in deep sleep there is no ego. The six treasures are always available. Only problem is that I'm not conscious of that. They are always available. Barbara, tell me, did you not exist in deep sleep? Where is the ego? Where is the ego? There is no ego because there is no mind. There is no I thought. So we have been existing until today in every moment of deep sleep. Close your eyes. Eyes are closed. Place of the body. Place of the body. Position in the posture. We are going. Now place position in the posture. You perceive from the higher awareness What happens the moment I say place, position, and posture? You are moving into a deeper state of meditation. The steps are the same, but you have to discover the higher state. Being comfortable instantly. Instantly. Why? The comfort is my nature. But if you feel uncomfortable at unease, so with the same step you are at the lower level, with the same step you are at the higher level. So I want to create such an indelible impression in your mind with these steps before I change the steps. Even though I have changed the steps, being carefree. Do you remember the carefree? Carefree, you can say, I thought, I action. Action, thought, speech, identification, done. That is the part of the known. Real self is the knower. Can I reach to that state? That means that with the same step you are at the highest level. My friend, think of it, we have to contemplate and reflect. So now being aware of the flow of the breath, I picked up the flow of the breath. With that flow of the breath, I linked the 6 neighbors. Can you settle beyond the 6 neighbors here and now? As if there are 6 colors pattern on your cloth and you see it and you recognize it, you have not to go through the process. Is it possible? We will do deeper again. We will revise this step again, the 6 neighbors. So now I started the journey with the Shanti Mangala Charan and related to it to the ego. So let us follow that. Tvameva mata cha pita tvameva. Instead of an I thought that identifies with the here are my parents, I dissolve it and I say, you are my parents, you are my father and mother. And through the intellect, I am addressing that one unitary, universal consciousness. You are my father and mother. So do I dissolve the differences? Am I really settled? Tvameva bandhuscha sakha tvameva. You are my friend and sibling. Learning in a traditional wisdom helps you to answer each and every question. Your doubt is gone. Learning partially. Now close your eyes, focus on the breath, and mindfulness is there. We enjoy for some time, we are excited, but it does not become a permanent feature. Tvameva vidya dravinam tvameva. Third line is so beautiful. Where it started with, you are my father, you are my mother. So my intellect is looking deeper inside. Oh, that consciousness is my father and mother? Yes. That is my sibling and a friend? Yes. Why? Third line answers that. You are of the nature of knowledge. Tvameva vidya dravinam. Not only you are the nature of the knowledge, you are the giver of the knowledge. The mind does not listen to us. Mind goes back to some physical entity. How it is possible the giver of knowledge has to be some physical entity? Answer is no. Tvameva sarvam mamadevu deva. So now it is gathering the mind that is scattered in different belief, cult, dogma, different ideas. So here it is literal sense, it means you are the God of all the gods. You are the supreme Godhead. What is that real self? What is that consciousness? Where it is located inside me, where the mind has to move inside me. So what we are doing, we are removing the outer layers with the 6 neighbors that causes the I thought. That is, just look at it. If you, more and more contemplation and reflection will reveal, oh, this is what it is. And now looking deep inside the forehead in the space. Pick any point in the space and start breathing long, deep in the hissing breath into the chest. It is deep in the hissing breath, not the short breath. How do you know that it is deep, long breath? You expand your rib cage completely and you contract your rib cage completely. Please continue. Long, deep into your chest, rib cage expands fully. It doesn't mean that you move the whole body. No, only the entire rib cage goes in and out and then stay. So we understand that we are doing the breathing in order to lift the mind up. One, release the covering of that I thought over the intellect. Why? So that I can perceive clearly. I can rise in consciousness. That is, I can tell you that you can explain the concept in 10 different ways. And when you know all the 10 different ways, even you don't need to do this practice, you can be into that state. That means understanding is clear. Second explanation, you are decreasing the Rajoguna and Tamoguna, you are increasing the Satoguna. You are removing the veil of impurity over the mind. Third explanation. You pick up any, whatever suits you. Whatever your mind can easily reflect and realize, that will work. You see, that is why I appreciate each one talking and I extract the main point and I say, oh, here it is, the way. So we all are united in spite of different expressions. Can't you recognize that? That is what we are searching. Continue long, deep in the hissing breath into the rib cage, keeping your awareness and attention deep inside the forehead. Now leave this breathing, allow the breath to be normal. Do you still remember? You watch the flow of the breath. Check the flow of the breath is equal to both the nostrils. Even if it is not equal, it is uku. You maintain the awareness of the flow of the breath. You want to introduce the new step here. So when you follow this audio file and you reach there, you are watching the flow of the breath and you recognize in both the nostrils it is not equal. For example, if the left flow is less, You continue to pay attention on the left flow at least for 15 minutes and see what happens. We are going to do that. So, with that awareness of the flow of the breath, now 16 segments of the fingers, you drop Om Shanti. It will give you a variety of experiences. I told you before also, the intellect, based on its awareness and understanding, you perceive the first segment, your mind says simply like Om Shanti, or it can say Om Shanti. During that period, you continue to stay in the first segment, or it can do it haphazardly, and then it means the mind is distracted. So I should be aware, I should give a pause, deliberate. Second segment of a finger, I check mind, you're not going anywhere. Yes, Shanti. So you have to modify based on what the mind, where the mind is. Right? That will bring success in the very session itself. So we will go for that deeper level of just I'm giving you those who want to practice surely. Welcome. You reveal more and more by your contemplation and reflection. That is what the Eastern wisdom is. Then what happens? Then the Eastern wisdom principle authenticates you, verifies you. You get verified by what the principle says. You are the greatest seeker then. I remember something I'll share you after the practice. And now, looking inside the heart, visualize the triangle of any color, moving the mind, dropping Om Shanti. You know how you know that you're living in a higher awareness. You distinctly perceive the movement of the mind, side of a triangle, Om Shanti. Furthermore, you can also explore. It all depends on you. So you're moving it clockwise and anti-clockwise. And the moment you find this thing, that is the moment. You push the mind with a long mental singing of Om, pushing the mind deep inside the cave of your heart. Mind seems to stop You say Shanti, do nothing. What we are doing, can I express in that in a simple way? You're getting rid of this I thought. Without I thought, I can't do anything. Let us see. Do nothing. Let it happen. Meditation, any meditation, every meditation or mindfulness starts like a swimming process. It ends with a floating. Floating, no I thought. Swimming, I thought is there. I have to do something. Masters have used many metaphors to make us understand, but it's not a one-day journey, it's a gradual, progressive revelation reaching to that point. No movement, please. I see one guy is moving his body so much. It is not required. Why I'm saying so you become aware of it. Sometimes we are not aware, and then it means we are moving unconsciously, habitually. It will not bring the change. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your mind on the right hand, your mind on the left hand. Lift your both the palms, place it on your eyes, open the eyes inside the palms. Know your experiences, bring the hands down. We'll share our experiences. How are you, Stephen?
Thank you, sir. It was an extremely deep meditation. I could say that there was absolutely no thoughts, but there were moments of various visualizations that were taking place. And I knew that it was the stuff we don't want. And so every time something came up, I just immediately said no, and it dissolved immediately. And with each one, it just took me deeper and deeper into my meditation. So thank you.
Beautifully. We have to say no. Now, whether when I say no, does it work? It worked. I am in a deeper state of meditation. If it doesn't work, I have to struggle. That is what I need to understand during the practice of meditation. I cannot enter into you and say you stop it. I can only see the physical symptoms. One guy was constantly moving. I said, hold on. Yes, David and Jerry.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, I've commented on this before. I like the new format of sharing right after the lesson and then after the meditation because I find like there's this reset that's pushed. So I had extremely deep meditation. I followed the instructions, but it was mindless.
Yes.
And I hope it wasn't me that was moving because I have no recollection of anything.
Beautiful. Beautiful. You are perfectly right. Before the meditation, we are reflecting. So why we are reflecting, we are asking the intellect to take over the mind. And then we do the practice. That is why I have been saying listening, learning, contemplation, reflection, followed by the practice is required. So we are just doing that in our live session. That needs to be done even when you do it alone. Yes, it works. Yes, Jerry.
Thank you, sir. Yes, the meditation was calm, peaceful, no distraction.
Beautiful. How are you, Terry? Do you want to say something?
It was good.
Good. Very good. If it is good, that is sufficient. How are you, Dennis?
Seamless and peaceful meditation. Some thoughts were there, but not disturbing. It was like someone else was thinking these thoughts and not me. And I was just resting in the vast dark space thinking.
This I thought, this ego does not exist at all. I make it exist because of ignorance. So he expressed differently and beautifully that as if it is someone else. It is separate, it is not me. Again, I've been telling you, it is the intellect that works. It will not work if the mind is dictating. Mind says, no, you are feeling heaviness, keep on moving the body like a seesaw. No, that will not work. Yes, are you, Barbara?
I'm good, thank you. I appreciate your metaphor, swimming and floating, because that's exactly how I felt. I felt as though I was just floating in space.
Beautiful. Yeah, that is definitely a deeper meditation. As long as I am holding it, I'm swimming. I thought it's there. Look at it. Beautifully said. How are you, Christina?
Thank you. I feel like each week, each session, meditation just gets deeper and deeper. I also felt like I was floating, and then I had a realization of all the noise that I think is the outside world is really just the ego making all that noise.
Yes. Yes. Can you use this example in your daily life? If someone is pushing you, including your near and dear ones, say to your mind, oh, there's a lot of noise, let it calm down. People use this differently. So even with the near and dear ones, you are free. Are you, Vaibhav? She notes down everything. I love her. It's good. Yes. Are you, Vaibhav?
Thank you, sir. Sir, mind is calm. Like in the practice, when I realize that now I don't have to hold anything, then I get separated from the mind and start relaxing. Before that, the mind is moving, but when I see that, and then it stops, and it becomes calm.
I am upset over you. You see, this is an I thought, and I am not aware. I have not learned the Eastern wisdom. So, what this I thought is expecting from you, I am upset over you. So, it is expecting that you should say sorry, you should be, and then we start talking, but that impression still is there. Do you see? And now you recognize, I am angry and upset. Oh, I thought, come on, where are you going? Find out what happens. That is the practice in daily life. That is going to change. That is what is known as transformation. That is what Vaibhav is saying. Sangeeta.
सर जो है वो हमें झुकने नहीं देता, हम्बल होने से रोकता है. तो अगर मैं हम्बल हूँ तो ईगो कम है, मतलब मेरे में.
दोबारा बोलना.
ये क्वेश्चन है मेरा. ईगो, अगर मैं हम्बल हूँ, मैं सबके साथ प्यार से बात करती हूँ, तो मतलब ईगो थोड़ा कम है मेरे में. ये क्वेश्चन है मेरा.
Very beautiful question. My master used to say humility without spirituality is a hypocrisy. I can be very humble. Why? Because you are Elon Musk. I want $1 million from you. So I changed my behavior. So I changed my behavior because of my ego. I want to get my ego to do the things. No. So I have to inquire inside. I have to do the inquiry. Humility without spirituality. That's another meaning. Humility without knowledge is also hypocrisy. Don't you know that, Anna, I'm so humble and you are just, talking to me? That is not humility. तो हमें एक्टिंग नहीं करनी है ह्यूमिलिटी की, हमें अंदर खोज करनी है कि हम अंदर हम्बल हैं, तो बाहर ह्यूमिलिटी ठीक है. ये ज़्यादा जरूरी है, नहीं तो डिस्टर्ब हो जाओगे. अदरवाइज यू विल बी डिस्टर्ब. So now who is still in meditation? Ashok. अरे तुम यहाँ पे डिस्कस, यहाँ पे सुनो बात, तुम उसमें भी मेडिटेशन में पहुंच गए. हद हो गई है. चलो बताओ. Tell me anything that you want to say. Okay. He has lot of thoughts to say, but his mic is not working. So we will talk next time. Namaste.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you.